What's good, fam? Welcome to Subs Over Dubs, episode 22. My name is Vision.
I'm Rebel.
We're going to talk about some anime this week. So let's start off. Rebel requested me,
I made him.
to watch the latest One Piece episode, I think 1061.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and speak on it, man. This is your.
Look, this is what I'm saying, right? So we were obviously talking off air, if you will. And, you know, the thing about this fight was that it had a lot of hype because obviously for manga readers, this is something that was, going to be something great. And it was obviously going to be a turning point, right? You have Sanji's fight, then Zoro's fight. And then not soon after that, you have, the Gear 5, right? So I know we're talking anime only, but this was really hyped. And I know in the manga, it was a really good chapter, and people were wanting to obviously they wanted to get it animated, blue flames and all that. Granted, the episodes prior to that, you could say they were kind of dragging it out a bit, but listen, the fact that they dedicated the whole episode to Sanji and the Queen, the animation was on par, and if you notice, it just seemed to get better and better and better as the episode was continuing, right? He had obviously his internal struggle. He kind of accepted his fate, and the fight scene was dope. I mean, I think for me personally, obviously, I'm gonna say that it was worth the wait, and it was worth those little like BS episodes where we just kept having to wait for something to really happen. 10 out of 10, bro. Easy. 10 out of 10.
Smoking
10 out of 10 animation. It was good.
10 out of 10.
You didn't like the animation?
It was good.
It reminded me of like a Demon Slayer or
Whoa. Now you're
reaching. What I'm saying is you could tell like the light.
The lighting or the color?
Well, like the color and like the brightness and the vividness was like really
contrast.
Nice. Yeah, the contrast was really nice.
It's definitely better. I'll start this by prefacing. Listen, after I took that big journey of catching up, I took another hiatus because I was watching these two fight forever, and they just now concluded their fight. And now saying that,
one could say that the fight just started this episode.
Jesus Christ. Listen, I skipped the filler that he spoke of a second ago. Watched the final countdown of the actual fight. Mm-hmm. Animation better. Visuals better. Colors better. Kind of his abilities kind of cool because it's blue now, but I mean, it's kind of, I feel like it's damn near the same thing. He's just doing flying kicks. But I'm going to end up, I'm going to binge this again, right? It's not going to change my opinion. This was an above average episode. Was it bad? No. Was it worth everything beforehand? Fuck no.
Well, it goes back to the thing that you were saying. Like, for you personally, it's like, there are great moments in this show.
Yes.
There are going to be great episodes.
This was not one of them.
You don't think it was a great episode?
No, it was not a great episode. It was
good
good animation. It was a solid episode.
I think the flashbacks, and I think like the moment with, like, I don't know if you like skip through it or you watch the whole thing, but there was like a moment where he's kind of like conflicted, right?
And he's thinking back to those moments and
and then he's thinking about
like, eternal
his dad, and he's like, oh, I'm Judge's son. But then at the moment, you see his actual dad. I forget it's been so long. I forget homeboys with the peg leg, and he's kind of like I get it. Like, I'm a pirate.
He's having that.
I'm black leg Sanji, and I'm like, bro, those things are what like tie into what makes it a great story. And it's just funny that you're like, animation was good, this is good, but like,
it's okay, yeah.
But like this episode, in my opinion, did what I feel like Vinland Saga's been trying to do. Where you have that like story, the conflict, the resolution, you have like good act, like it's just balanced really well for 25 minutes, let's say cut it to 15 solid minutes. It's just such a great episode.
And here's the thing where I get confused. You compare this situation to Vinland, right? Which is cool. I can see your point. But Vinland hasn't even gotten to this point. How, like, we had to count the episode.
But how long is it going to take?
I'm going to tell you how many
to get to its point.
It's probably going to be shorter than One Piece at this point. Let's see.
Nah, because look, you got to understand, the beginning of Sanji's fight with Queen started with him fighting Queen and King at the same time.
Yes.
So it's only been
but they could have done all this in
3 episodes, 4 episodes.
They could have done this in 3 episodes.
Yeah, this was the 4th episode.
It's not.
It
though.
did.
It's not even close.
If we take it back,
Listen, I'm not even gonna go through this and waste my time
You're
trying
talking
to.
about that, but like, think about it. When we're talking about Vinland Saga, and we had a side character of Gardar, you were like, it's gonna end in 3 episodes.
It was like 4.
Random, 5 episodes. I counted them.
But we're gonna look at this moment, just like you just eloquently said. He had all these things. He flashback. I'm pretty sure this is gonna come back.
But Sanji's an integral part of the story. Gardar.
But it's again,
There's no
the flashback is gonna be about Thorfinn being in a situation because of Gardar, not because Gardar is an important character. He influenced the main characters heavily in the situation. I mean, listen, that's fine. That's why I didn't want to argue about this, because you weren't going to see it the same way. Listen,
the whole point is to argue so that we got some content.
we already got 3 other but we weren't going to get anywhere. No one wants to hear this portion, because we're just going to go back and forth on things we already understand. Listen,
okay.
Animation was better. Episode was better. Had they done this 5-10 episodes ago, it would just make things better, in my opinion. I don't want to wait about 7 episodes from what I've seen, and that's not even counting where they actually started. That's just from when I stopped watching, before they finished the fight.
Yeah, but you're not understanding that, like, you also have to understand that the reason why they keep doing that, where they're like having little scenes of Sanji here and then it's like they were catching up to the manga too quickly, so they're having to slow it down, and it's like, that's cool, but when you get to this point, not only are you getting a great episode, right? In my opinion, it's a great episode.
It's above average.
Now we're getting to the point where next episode, you're going to have the conclusion, I think it's next episode, of Zoro and King's fight, right? Which in the manga, like, I don't read manga, but like, I hear a lot on TikTok and people that talk about it. That's going to be another great fight, right? Right after that, we're going to have the Gear 5. So it's like, it's not really so much that,
are we? But like you said, the way you say it sounds like it's about to happen next week. I don't even think Gear 5 is going to happen before the end of this quarter.
It's going to happen in June. They said they're only like 5 episodes away. It should be episode 10. I forgot what episode that they're saying, but it's supposed to happen in June. So in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
So
now
it would happen by mid-June. That's what you're basically saying.
Yeah, I don't Google it. People, the same way that that they were talking about for Vinland, they kind of like added up the times and see them. They're kind of doing the same thing. They're pacing it. And one of the biggest things was they're like, when you see the end of Queen and Sanji's fight, that's how you know Gear 5 is right around the corner. And that's why I guess there's more hype to that, because it's not only the fight, the animation. Obviously, in Japan they were really pushing it, but that's kind of like, here's the indication. This is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, this is the indicator for
climax, right? So it has multiple meanings, and I think that's why everyone's excited. Because obviously it was a great fight, but like, Sanji's pretty much everyone's third favorite character. Then you got Zoro's fight. That's gonna be probably the second best fight in this whole arc, and then obviously it's gonna end with Joy Boy. So that's kind of where we're leading up to, and that's why it's also exciting, because you're like, cool, end of Sanji's fight was great, but now this is what this means. So that's just my opinion. That's how other people are seeing it as well.
I look forward to it, I suppose. I'll take my hiatus again, and I guess I'll wait for Zoro's final battle.
All right.
But listen, guys, I've seen a lot of people give it high praise, Rebel included. All right, man.
Shout out AD, man. He gonna see.
He said
He
Demon Slayer quality animation. Fuck no.
It was pretty, bro.
It was good for
really...
One Piece. It was better. But Demon Slayer quality, no, it was not even close.
So do you think that when, because it was really close to when Luffy first started fighting Kaido.
Yeah, that was good.
Those animations were
they're very similar. I think the Luffy, that situation when you had him telling Law to take the 7 Samurai, that was a dope scene. That was a similar animation.
But to me, that
was a better moment.
I was gonna say that animation, in my opinion, was better than Demon Slayer's.
Yeah.
And then this was pretty close.
It was the reason why, for me, it's a good moment. It's better animation, but it was a very intense moment. You can feel the gravity of the situation, the pain. Kanjuro at that point, I thought he was about to die and failed. It felt really good. Like, they would have been perfect if people had died, or they would all died right there. And then how they died, like some of them died later, was so whack.
I'm just talking about more so like the actual visual quality.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like when that scene happened, and then he first started like doing Ryu. That felt like an actual movie.
It was.
Demon Slayer feels like almost movie quality.
Oh, you're tripping.
Like, it feels like when we went to go see Sword Art Online, it felt like a anime that's doing a movie. I mean, obviously that's great for an actual anime because not all animation is like that for 12 to 24 episodes. But that once those 2 or 3 episodes where Luffy just started fighting Kaido and all, that was like top tier, bro. They spent like they had unlimited budget for those scenes. I'm gonna put another poll.
You don't gotta do the poll. I'm gonna do it. So I'm going to tell you tell me what scene you want me to do from this fight, right? Okay. I'm gonna do it from Demon Slayer, which we'll talk about in a minute. These last 2 episodes, week on week, and let's see who they say the animation is better.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm down. I'm always down for a good poll, whether or win or lose. It gets a lot of interaction, and it. Like I said, if I'm wrong, I'm always the first one to be like, shit, maybe I'm wrong, right?
I don't know.
I said I was wrong.
He'll reluctantly take the L.
I know, but you won't take the L.
I will. I told you the other day you brought up something, and I said, okay, yeah, you're right. I forgot what it was.
I don't remember that, bro. I don't remember that.
It's all right, man.
Anyways, we'll do the poll, or you'll do the poll. Let me know. We'll throw it on TikTok and even Instagram. I need to see people's opinion because
I won't be able to throw it on Instagram now.
When he was doing that, when he was using Ryu, that was like top tier when they first, and like especially when they first got into the roof. That it's like the whole animation just changed.
You talking about for the Sanji fight?
No, I'm talking about for when Luffy first started fighting Kaido.
Oh,
that to me is that animation from those 3 or 4 episodes were better than
Demon Slayer.
No, you trip. Except for maybe the only thing that was on par was the finals, like the final fight for season 2.
Yeah,
that was crazy. To me, I put those on par. In the Sanji fight, animation only, like visuals, the color, the CGI, that was like the closest it's been. Like no other One Piece has gotten that close, and Demon Slayer's like it's like here's the One Piece scene on the rooftop, here's Demon Slayer every season, and then here was the Sanji fight right under it.
Shit, one of One Piece's best animated scenes is not even really the main characters. So when the 7 samurais are running through the castle and it's black and white, that was one of the dopest scenes of One Piece.
You like that?
That shit was fly as fuck.
Oh.
It was dope.
I mean, it was.
It ain't better than the Luffy situation.
The Luffy thing is top tier to me. That's why I was like, that's what I'm comparing it to. Because like, I'll admit that those 4 episodes were the only thing out of all of One Piece that was better. But you got to talk. I give Demon Slayer its kudos because Demon Slayer does that every episode. Like it's like it don't matter. Like it could be a 24 episode season.
That's
it could
why I feel like you don't get. You're not.
No, I'm understanding you.
You feel like you're so used to this level, so you can't tell if they take it up or not.
Because they
set the bar so high. Exactly.
That's valid. It's just like I'm taking from what One Piece normally does to what they did for the Luffy on the roof, and then
this fight,
and then the Sanji fight. Like that's why it's like it's.
I agree with you.
But yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's above. Like I said, it's above average.
Like I don't think Demon Slayer's ever put out a bad episode. Like visually, it's always been. Except for when they do that dumb little like, I think it was episode 2 or 3 of Demon Slayer for this season, when they're doing the little dumb faces where they're like,
when they're doing like the chibi faces. But that's just like their
shit got real. Like it was like okay, it got real. Except for that fish thing in the 3rd episode, I didn't know how I really felt about that.
That's like a CG. I mean, that's the only downside. They have sometimes they have CGI monsters, but for as much animation they give out, I can take that pause. But again, episode it was above average. It's not bad. Just Let's move on to Demon Slayer. So Demon Slayer. Listen, I don't remember what the move was called, but that shit was fire as fuck. And one thing I noticed, maybe I'm just being too analytical about this, but why did Tanjiro not understand like what Nezuko was trying to do from the beginning? I knew instantly once he grabbed the sword. Did you?
I don't know. Yeah, I need you to clap real fast. You
didn't watch the episode?
Bro, what the? 10 out of 10, bro. Easy.
10 out of 10. Broken
10 out of 10 animation. It was good.
10 out of 10.
You didn't like the animation?
It was good.
It reminded me of like a Demon Slayer or
Whoa. All right, so we had to take a quick intermission. Rebel forgot to check out Demon Slayer, so I guess I'll let him start off with the he made some statements earlier in the episode. So.
Everything I made was prior to this episode. And what's crazy is like I had watched everything for the pod, and then I started to watch Demon Slayer, and I don't know, my internet started tripping, so it did like the last like the first 2 minutes, and then it just started like loading, and then it was just loading. I restarted the my internet. It still wouldn't work, and like because I was trying to get the internet back up, I forgot to watch it as we were speaking. I was like, yo, I didn't watch it, like because I tried to watch it at it was like 11:30 in the morning or 12, and I realized that it doesn't come on till like 2 p.m. over here. So when I tried to watch it, it didn't come on. But dang it, bro, I just made some statements 20 minutes ago while we were recording, and I have to backtrack. That episode is amazing. The animation was top tier.
Always top tier.
And again, I have to admit, I was wrong about season 3. Even as we were watching it, I was like, it's gonna, I just thought it was gonna be a throwaway season. I was like, there's just no way that an anime can give you such great animation, such great writing, such great fight scenes and character development every single season. I thought they were gonna do what like My Hero does, where they're gonna give you a great season and then a setup season. Great season, setup season. That makes sense, right? But the fact that every episode has been great, and what's crazy is every episode is getting better than the last episode. And I thought that and I guess my biggest worry was that season 2 ended on such a high note. I was like, how are they gonna surpass this? Like, this fight was amazing. Like, it had everything, like you thought they lost, they came back, they couldn't behead the upper six. Like, it was just such an amazing fight scene and end sequence to the season that I was afraid they weren't going to be able to replicate that. And we're only 4 or 5 episodes in, and it's just like shattered that. And I'm like,
I don't know if it shattered it that far, but it's on par.
This episode?
Yes, this episode, like that sequence was dope,
opinion,
but it wasn't better than the build-ups of season 2.
It's not even over though. Like where we're at right now, and we're not even close
to being trending. But I'm not gonna
the
be.
Fight scene in season 2 at the end was like 3-ish episodes, 4 episodes.
Yeah,
we're only 4 episodes in. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm like, if the last 4 episodes were amazing in season 2, but the first 4 in season 3 are this good, like it just makes me think how this season is gonna end. Like, I don't know. I think that this episode alone just
it was amazing, right?
It was amazing, and
animation's not even close, right? It was not Demon Slayer quality.
Like, if I had to give Demon Slayer's animation this episode,
this is 10 of 10.
It'd be like a 9.8. And then comparatively, Sanji's fight would be like a 7.5. Is that valid?
That's a lot more realistic. I'll accept that.
Okay. The 10 out of 10 would still be the season 2 like fight sequence like that, and that was perfect. That was movie quality. But man, 20 minutes made me change my whole opinion up. And dang, Demon Slayer.
Listen, guys.
Point.
I'm still gonna put up a TikTok comparison. I'm not gonna use this one because he already knows it's not even close. Blew that out. But he still thinks some of the other ones, and I'm not even gonna use season 2. I'm gonna use a season 1 fight sequence, and I'm gonna let you guys vote what you think is better, and you gotta tell me which part of the Sanji fight you wanna challenge it with. But yeah, this episode, man, super dope.
Yeah.
Like I was saying before we had to cut it off the camera, is, man, only thing that kind of made me upset about this episode is Tanjiro not understanding what Nezuko was trying to do early on when she's trying to like cutting herself, getting her blood on that like the sword. I instantly knew like, okay, she's about to use her cursed blood on the sword and try to give him basically a power up. But other than that, man, it was another good episode.
I know it's not like she hasn't done it before. She did it in season 1.
Did you? I don't remember putting. Yeah. I remember using the power.
It was the strings, and then like she somehow her blood got on the sword that was like broken, and then she like made it explode.
Oh, I remember. Yeah. There was like it was a little bit of blood on the sword, and she used to explode it.
Yeah. So it was like, you've done that move before, bro. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. I mean, maybe he was just in such a panic that like
he couldn't see it.
Like he couldn't understand. He wasn't trying to think. My thing is like, this is how I feel. Like, I think everything about Demon Slayer is great except for one thing. Like, if they fixed this one thing, I think it would be perfect. I just feel like, and he said it himself in this episode, I just feel like he always gets bailed out. Like, he's losing, and then like even in season 1 when he was fighting, it was the upper or the lower 12 or whatever. Like he did all that. That was the first time he did the Hino Kamikagura. He had Nezuko's explosive blood or whatever, demon art. Still wasn't able to cut the head off. Got bailed out by Giyu. And then in season 2, it's like, yeah, he kind of did like beat the upper 6, but like Tengen did a lot of the work, like, you know. And then every time he was about to die, I mean, and I get it, he's the main character, but like, it feels like he gets a big power up, and then he's still like getting bailed out, and then he gets a power up, then he gets bailed out, and that's the only thing where I'm like, that's where I'm starting to see the repetition. It's like he doesn't get like a crazy ass power up, and it's fine, like cool, like with my own strength, my own power, like by myself, I'm running this, you know. He always seems to need help, and I get it, he's human, but like if you're the main character and you're 3 seasons in, at what point do you start being like, all right, y'all two take that upper 5 and I'll take on this one, like I'm the MC, you know. Like I wonder if they're building it or what, but like he just always seems to get bailed out.
It's just the pacing, like you're like you alluded to this earlier, just how your expectations when it comes to like how things progress with like My Hero. You just have these kind of set expectations you have on Tanjiro, like when is he gonna be able to stand on his own? And I think that's just part of his story in this anime. Because we gotta understand, he's not even a Hashira yet. He's fighting the upper rank demons. So like, we can't expect him to be able to handle the guys without help, in my opinion. Now, do I expect him at some point to stand on his own 2 feet? 100%. I think it won't be
like when it comes to that point, like the story's gonna be over.
100%.
And I'm just like,
you're probably right. That's what I would think first.
Like what I would expect is like what I would have liked is maybe him struggle with number 12 of the 12 ranked demons, and then let's say we skip whatever and we get to like 9, and it's like, okay, cool, well he's gotten strong enough to where he could take out a 9 by himself, and then okay, he's struggling with an upper 6, which was number 6, and then it's like, okay, cool, but he was able to take 5, and then he's struggling with 4. Like you kind of start to at least be able to see his power progression, because the way that it feels is like they're powering up just to show why he's still struggling. Like, oh yeah, he's struggling, but he's stronger. You could visibly tell who's stronger than the last time. And it's like, but when? Like, when are you gonna be like, I can at least take out something by myself?
It's kind of hard to judge it, because we gotta also think about it. He's fighting the upper rank demons now, so even though he's got stronger, he's fighting stronger opponents.
Like, I feel like, to your point with pacing, like they went from 12 to like 6. Like, you know, like I feel like even if it was like a 4 episode mini arc within season 2 or season 1, where they're like showing that like, hey, he was struggling with a 12, but he spent 6 months training, you know, he ran up a 9 easily, you know, or something like that, or an 8. And then when you're struggling with the 6, you're like, okay, now you can see the power gap between a lower 12 and an upper 6, right? But they just show lower 12.
I feel like they did that in season 2 though, when he was fighting the sister. Like he couldn't hurt her for the longest. Like he couldn't cut her, remember?
Yeah, but like she's still an upper.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you seen that gap. Like it took him a lot. Like,
yeah, I understand. I just wish like I just feel like he never seems strong. Like he always seems weak. Like they'll power him up and he's still weak. Like here this season, like, okay, granted the only power up he got was like the flame, like Nezuko's flames. Like, but at least I was like, okay, well at least he of his own power cut all 3 of them.
Yeah,
using his Hino Kamikagura. So I was like, okay, I see a little bit more of that, but I wish that like maybe he would have turned his black blade red. Because now we're starting to get to the point in the story where like if he is fighting Hashras, he needs his own power up. He can't keep relying on Nezuko to burn his sword up.
I think that's what he said. I think that's what he said though, because he mentioned, and they showcased it in that flashback.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
He tapped into it because he's like, I could feel the heat on my body and my forehead, and in that scene where he's cutting the season 2's upper demon head off, his marking got bigger.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that is the case, but like that was my only qualms up until this point, where it's just like you power him up, but he still seems like he's getting bailed out, and it's like I want him to be like that guy, you know. And maybe it is a pacing thing. Maybe it's like it'll come and I'll appreciate it, but I'm like, he's just been through so much already.
You feel like he should be there.
He deserves to like be that guy, you know, or at least be a Hashira at this point. He's already taken out one of them. And this man's out here trying to 2-tap number 4, and there's 4 of them. It's just like, it's crazy.
Hey,
but that ending was wild.
Yeah, we gotta
Spoilers
see
up
what
ahead.
we gotta see what's gonna turn out. And to mention, I forgot this guy's name, but I think that's part of the reason why he's able to heal. He's using the mantras. In my opinion, this is just me guesstimating. He's using the mantras to suppress the demon, but he might already be like a hybrid or something himself.
That's what
And
I
that's
was.
why he hates it so much, because he doesn't want to become.
That's
that.
what I was thinking too when I was like, how is he healing so fast? But I was thinking maybe he's like Nezuko. But then I was like, well, how could he be like Nezuko and be able to speak and have his consciousness? Because Nezuko kind of like, maybe she can't talk. I don't. The hard thing is like the little mouthpiece. I'm like, I don't know if that's just for like to like kind of
In the beginning, it was to get her from like the
that
resist,
right? Yeah. So that's why I'm like, why does she still have it? But I don't know. Maybe we'll find out sooner or later. But that was. I'm excited. I'm already like, dang, bro. I wish it was Sunday again.
It's either. I don't think he's hybrid. I feel like a demon is paused with inside of him, and it comes out when he's at his weakest, and he like collapses or whatever, and he takes over. So something like very similar to early Kurama with Naruto, I think.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So that's why I'm thinking that's where this is headed. But we'll find out, man. It's gonna be dope.
What if he's a This might sound crazy, but and we don't read the manga, so like if we're saying like crazy theories and you're like, oh, scoffing, and it's just like dumb. We don't read manga, so like we're just guessing. But what if he's a byproduct of like a human and a demon? Like,
yeah. Well,
that'd be crazy.
Well,
they haven't said you can't.
Well, they already showed Muzan's kid, remember?
Oh.
But we don't know if that's taking effect.
Oh.
But his blood does influence like crazy. So
hey, that's possible. I like that.
We gotta see where this takes
on Dragon Ball Z.
But shout out to our special girl Konagiri. Yeah. We got to see a little bit of her using her
Kanroji.
Jesus.
Kanroji. I'm in love with her. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna cap, bro. Like, the moment she paused, but I don't even know how to say it without. The moment she busted out on scene, I was just like, hey, I forgot that I loved you, bro.
She busted out on scene, and Rebel wanted to bust on the scene.
Pause.
That's crazy.
She is definitely my waifu Wednesday.
Shout out to Waifu Wednesday. We still haven't even done one yet. We gotta build a list. We got enough material. Let's move on to
Side note, we need to do a tier ranking for Waifu Wednesday. That'd be good. I like that.
We need to do a weekly.
I'm down.
We gotta compare it. And then just dump the poll and see.
Like that.
Weekly. Yeah, we'll do weekly. And then hopefully at the end of the month we can do like once every week, and then we'll do end of the month. Pit them against each other. Let the fans vote. But let's move on to Hell's Paradise. So another solid episode. We see that her senior actually pushed her out of the way so she didn't get hurt. So
this guy's just like filled with mixed emotions.
I know. It's like one moment,
hate you, I respect you. I'm gonna kill you. I just saved you. Damn, I respect you again.
You walked the middle path.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck?
That was kind of dumb, and I was like, I don't know. Part of me thought that he was like, once that happened, I was like, oh well, maybe he was trying to like pretend to kill her so that she's afraid and he can save her, you know? Or I don't know, but we'll see.
I mean, we won't see it.
Yeah.
Dead.
R.I.P.
Get him out of here.
That was cool. And what I like is that, like, they kind of confirm what we were already, like, suspecting, where it's like, at some points, Kigiri or something like that? Sagiri? She seems really, really strong, and you're like, whoa, like, even Gabimaru's afraid of her, and then there's some moments where you're just like, you're acting like Sakura right now.
Yeah.
But it kind of confirmed that it's like when she has no hesitation and she's not like afraid and she's like all about her duty. She's probably stronger than Gabimaru, but then when she's not, it's like,
I don't know if she's necessarily stronger. She's just a threat. She's able to do damage, but it's just a mental thing.
Without her, Gabimaru wouldn't have won that fight. She was the only one who could have slashed that guy. He had that little his like sash that when he uses Nimpo, it was as strong as steel.
I think it's just he couldn't use the one ability he probably had to get the job done because he needed to get close enough to implement it. Because like, let's use for example, I don't know how his like Nimpo, his fire technique works exactly, but let's just say pause, he put it in his mouth and blew the fire within his body. Probably killed him. I would imagine, but
That's valid.
I'm just like, this is one of those situations. It might have just been a bad matchup for Gabimaru, but like,
That's valid. Yeah.
I think if we at the end of the day, if we put Sagiri against Gabimaru, I think Gabimaru still win. Well, now can he lose? Yes, of course. That's why I think he understands. Like, she's able to end my life.
Yeah, I mean, she is, according to them, the strongest when she has like no.
She's the most skilled. She has the most talent.
She has the most skill and talent. So, and I wonder, like, I feel like as the story progresses, she's just gonna get stronger.
Yeah. Well, she'll be able to just tap into it, because you see, she's like having to concentrate, and she's like, don't let the waves. Calm yourself or whatever. She's constantly trying to tap into that mode, if you will, to be able to be that precision assassin. But she's used to being a, what's it called again? Executor. Executor. Oh man. An executor. So it's just like, it's different. Like he was saying, it's different between being able to kill someone, being knelt down versus being in battle and being able to strike someone down. So we're building for sure. Shout out to the Kanochi who didn't do shit.
Yeah, bro.
I seen that coming.
I thought she was gonna do something dope.
You see,
she was like,
Gabimaru.
She started tapping. I was like, hey,
go, Gabimaru.
Really, like, more so of her. Like, if it's annoying it's annoying she's not helping, but I'm like, I just want to see what she can do.
Yeah, she's
part of me feels like maybe she's holding on to that, so that if she does have to fight Gabimaru,
she has a trump card.
Yeah, because she's just watching everything he does, and she just basically seen everything in his arsenal. Like, we don't know how she fights. We don't know what her nimpos are. So she's smart, bro.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's how she's a Kunoichi. I mean, the ninja world's supposed to be, a cunning, dark place, and be prepared to do what you got to do to make it. But I think we might have like one of those masks on her executor, because he was like, let me go attend to my friend. He was like, that's not what you want to do anyways. And he kind of looked down. You didn't see his face, but it was like almost if you had one of those moments, you put the dark cast over their eyes or whatever, because they're being a little sadistic. I think he's actually really twisted. He puts on that front like he's a little nerdy guy.
That's what I was thinking too, because I was like, when she said that, I was like in my head, like that means like, what you mean by that? That's exactly. I replayed it. I was like, what you mean by that, bro? There's a lot of interesting points, and I like that this story is refreshing, because there's so many directions you can go with it, because it's not really following like an algorithm of like the norm when it comes to a lot of mainstream anime. And I feel like, although this is like getting a lot of hype as far as like writing, storytelling, it's pretty individual. Like, yeah, they're ninjas or whatever, but
it's its own story. There hasn't been
story.
We there's not many things as close to what we're watching. I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at it, most of the animes are dominated by, what's it called? Jesus Christ. Your favorite category. When they get transported to another world. Isekais.
Hey, shout out Isekai anime, baby.
That's why I think you feel that way as well. But in general, this anime is different when it comes to a lot of different things, because it's just it's paving its own path.
Do you think that this is gonna be one of those animes that it's like a one and done?
Yeah, I don't think
we get to the.
And I mean, there's material for it, so I feel like at the end of this season, you're going to see. He might get the fruit, and I think he's gonna reach his wife, and something's gonna happen. She twisted, her dad's got her captive. Something's gonna happen. So they have the material for it, but could they also wrap it up this season? 100%.
And just make it. And I like that. Like, I'm a kind of guy that, like, if this is only 24 episodes or whatever, right, and they end it here, I would much rather have that than like something that's dragged out.
Really?
Hey, how many times are we gonna do this, bro?
I didn't even say anything.
Because there's only one thing that we argue about every week, whether it's the podcast on Sundays or our anime reviews. It just always comes back to
it's because it's just a part of you, Rebel.
Look, listen, One Piece is on a pedestal of its own, first and foremost. So that's like here's One Piece, and then here's all the other anime.
Listen, guys, for all our viewers out there, One Piece is an anime. It ain't top tier. It's solid. It ain't top tier.
It's top tier, bro. Especially after
manga. I have no idea. I've heard great things. Everyone swears by it. By all means, it could be very well true. This anime, where I be people seeing. I've seen some of the most outrageous takes.
If you had to put top 3 animes of all time, what is your list?
That I think that everyone would think, or my personal, because there's gonna be 2 different answers for that.
Let's go with your personal top 3. That's like
These
all
are
time. That
Hunter, Hunter.
that like
Naruto. It's gonna be hard. The third one's gonna be hard. There's a lot of good ones. I'm gonna say Attack on Titan.
the problem with Hunter x Hunter is that it's not even completed yet.
As that Chimera arc is, in my opinion, that just Chimera arc is so good. Storytelling, fighting scenes, emotions, like it has it all.
I think yeah.
Drama, like for me, it's untouched.
I think it's top 5 for sure. I think like in the majority of people's like lists, Attack on Titan. I just don't know that I haven't finished it, so I can't.
There's so many scenes that you see that's referenced, and you see it now, like they were telling you before, you just missed it.
Yeah,
there's so many scenes.
I might watch it in I might watch it again, but in dub. Cause I was on TikTok and there was this one scene. It's probably like from an older season or season 3, where I guess it was like the captain or whatever, and
he's leading them to battle on the horses, and then people are dying around him. That's
and
yes.
the English
like
VA,
4 or 5.
English VA, bro. I was like, when
you
he
inspired?
Said it, I was like, I had some goosebumps. I was like, maybe I do gotta finish this, bro. So I mean, obviously that's something that I would. But you don't put Bleach in your top 3?
It's I have to see the completion. My personal top 3. I don't think it's hard. It probably won't make top 3 based on those other 2. Like it's really good, but like maybe once the end of the Jesus Christ, 1,000-year Blood War, once that kind of concludes, it might breach.
Because you have a full story to be able to compare.
Yeah, I can compare.
That's valid.
But like, even though Attack on Titan is not finished, man, it's just in my opinion, it's a masterpiece. Naruto. It's really, I mean, if there was one to take out, unfortunately, it would be Naruto. But Naruto, I grew up with, so it's a little bit of a copium in there.
Pull in your heart.
Yes, but because I can recognize its flaws. You mean you have a boy love anime. At the end of the day, you got one guy chasing another guy his whole fucking life to prove that he is a friend, so he can be a Hokage. But it has its moments. So there's a lot of top tier animation as far as like actual hand to hand combat. Their movement is drawn out versus other animes, you just have abilities that just happen. Glow of light, stretching arms, just,
Stretching arms is like...
flaming kicks.
Hey, that's dope, bro.
Hey,
I want to
see some hand-to-hand. I'm going to use your hand to weave these signs real quick to use a jutsu. That shit was fire.
My man don't even need a jutsu. He just yells out his attack and it's, gum rocket.
Hey, listen.
Boy. Gum pistol, boy.
One of AD's good friends asked, this is his gripe with One Piece. And I kind of agreed to it because I never thought about this. He was like, who the hell stands in the way when he's screaming out his attack? And you're just going to sit there and take it.
Because they think that they're like, bro, dude with rubber, he ain't, he's like, gonna do nothing. And then when they're like, this guy's just like a rubber band.
I done seen you fight all my minions. I ain't waiting for that, though.
Hey, they're supposed to, if they were like Eren Yeager, bro, it'd be a different story. Won't even let him transform, bro.
Be like, hold up, you transform, I'm gonna smash.
Crazy,
fuck out of here.
You thought, boy, you said, stupid, I ain't gonna let you get the chance.
I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
That was probably the most savage moment in anime history. I'm not gonna lie to you. But
that would be the top 3 though, for sure.
That's valid. I mean, they're all valid, and I think they're all long enough to where you can have an opinion like that. Like for me, I like a lot of animes, but if they're like one season, like to me, I would love to put something like Samurai Champloo in my top 5, but it's so short that I feel like
24 episodes is pretty long.
But like, think about when you're talking about Naruto, you have 700 episodes.
Shit, of course. If you talk about the big 3, there's not many anime.
That's what I'm saying. You kind of like grow up with, you
could separate it though. Like, what's a good, and it depends on what you deem a 1-season anime. Because technically, even though Samurai Champloo might have 1 season on the books, that's about a 2-season
anime. Because
2 4
over 13. Yeah,
it's 12 and 12, and back then that was the norm. You had outside of the big 3, you had Cowboy Bebop 24, Trigun 24.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that was what anime episode counts looked like. But 1-season animes could have its own kind of category. To be honest,
that's valid.
Because there's some that are really good.
You might hate me for this, but like Black Clover to me is in my top 3. I love.
It's good.
I love
it
Black
has. really good moments. It's got good animation, good fight scene, good characters. Only thing I would say is like early on it sucked because
it's like a Naruto.
I don't even know.
How I felt about it at
I
least.
don't even know if we want to call it a Naruto ripoff, but it's just like too much. Asa was just screaming. His power was screaming apparently, and just trying hard. That's my ninja way. Like
I kind of like that though. It was just, to me, it was more of like a comedic relief. You know, like I think it was meant to be like a serious moment, but I took it as like this guy is goofy. But then it's like, of course, it's like always the loudmouth, and that's why it reminded me of Naruto, like the loudmouth guy that's always screaming he's gonna do something, and then he's actually doing it. It's like, all right, like I like that, but then somewhere along the line it became its own story, and you're just like,
you appreciate.
That's what I appreciate more. Yeah, so that probably.
So what's the other two then?
Naruto.
This is your personal, right?
Yeah, Naruto, Black Clover, and
One Piece.
No, I'm not gonna put One Piece in it.
The top three?
Yeah, well, no, because I'm One Piece it's in a tier of its own in my book.
Jesus Christ, he doubled down.
So my top three would have to be Naruto, Black Clover, and Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho, I think, is probably one of the. In my opinion, Yu Yu Hakusho is actually above One Piece. Like it's only 4 seasons and it's like a 90s anime, early 2000s. But man, when I tell you, like, and I will admit this, like I've only watched it dub, and like 90% of the people who have watched Yu Yu Hakusho watch it in dub, and it was like one of those Tsunami shows.
Yeah.
But man, like that show, like I'm a type of person that I don't like to watch shows over and over and over again. Like I'm just not like that. Same with movies. I watch a movie once, maybe twice. I don't care to watch it again because I already know what happens. The magic is gone.
Yeah.
But Yu Yu Hakusho, I can watch from the beginning to the end. Like I can go to the ending, cry, and be like, season 1, episode 1. Like that's just how good it is. And you know, some people might not like that, but like that's just my preference. Like that has always been the anime that's got me really started into other anime. So it holds a special place in my heart, kind of like Naruto.
Let's take your top 3 out and say like in general, what do you think would be regarded as top 3?
Of whose?
Just in general, not your personal, because that's your personal.
Yeah.
Or do you still think? I don't think, even though I think Yu Yu Hakusho is good too. I don't even remember the ending exactly. I remember he, has the long hair and shit. I remember that. But what do you think the people would say? If you had to guess, but overall, popular.
People would go One Piece, Naruto, Bleach.
I don't think Bleach is upheld as much.
Okay, well then you can either substitute.
I mean, that could be your answer. I'm just saying.
You could substitute Bleach for. You can have Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, or Dragon Ball Z. I think those would be. But the problem with those is like, is it because these animes are great, or is it because they hold a special place?
No, it's 100% eras. It's eras.
Yeah,
you grew up with this.
I love Naruto to death, and like you said, I can accept its faults, but the way that the things that I was going through when I was watching Naruto, and the way that it
man said, "I'm the power of friendship."
Yeah, it's so hard. So that's why, like, sometimes I'll preface like my top 5s with like no Naruto, no One Piece, no, because you grew up with them, so that you're kind of biased to that. But if you were to pick, if I was to tell you what are 3 great animes you watch, let's say No Show and Jump, would that be a different answer?
Yeah, I mean, you can make it. And that's probably be a good question for a lot of people. Let's hear your top 3 anime, and it
no
can't
big
be
threes,
no big 3.
and Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, so it's like that'd be a great question, because then now you got to start to think like, are these 24 episode animes that good?
Or we can even remix it. Be like, the anime couldn't start before. It had to started before or after 2000.
People would say My Hero, Demon Slayer, and Black Clover. Or they'll substitute Black Clover for
Attack on Titan or Sword Art.
Yeah,
Sword Art.
It's like the problem with the big 3 is that although if we take those out, there's almost like a new big 3.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just like to me, and like when we were speaking, I'm like pulling up my anime list, and I'm like, I have hundreds of animes here. But part of me is like, do you say them because you can be like, oh well, this is in my top 5, but then they're gonna be like, oh well, where's My Hero, or was this? But I'm thinking of things like Tower of God, like, oh my God, like
it's good.
It's a masterpiece, but it's not done.
I think
yet.
what's gonna hold back Tower of God, its storyline and characters kind of carry it. It's just the animation isn't as good, and I can deal with it. Like it's good enough for me to watch, but
I think
that's what hold it back.
It's different though. I don't think that it's not.
The art
good.
style is different.
It's different,
but the animation's still not like
up to
it's
par
not.
to
It's
like,
not touching some of these other, and that's gonna
it's not
hold
touching
it back.
like Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I mean,
Demon Slayer is crazy, bro. Again, I messed up, bro. Demon Slayer is just going crazy.
Yeah. Sorry,
It's
man. I
giving the
forgive you. Listen.
It's not giving the people what we want. It's giving the people what we need, and that's why it's always top tier.
And see that you get it so much, you don't even feel like you need it no more. You're saying blasphemy.
That's bad. I will. Like I said, look, I took it back. The Sanji fight was.
Hey, you said earlier Demon Slayer it was shit on it basically.
I did, but this episode kind of just brought back.
It brought you to life.
Yeah, because like this episode just reminded me. It was so close to the end of season 2, where I was like, God, like, you know, to me, what I compared the ending of season 2 was like that Luffy roof scene. Like that was okay comparatively, and I was like, they haven't really done anything since. Like it's gotten close, but they haven't done. In this episode, I'm like, literally the thing I was talking about 20 minutes ago.
And I'll be honest, like the Luffy roof season had more emotion. I felt hype for the moment more than I felt hype for this moment.
Yeah,
this looked better, but
visually,
it looked better. It looked amazing, but the Luffy moment was just like, in my opinion, for me watching One Piece, top 3 moment between that, Ace dying, and I don't even know what the third. The third would be,
Nico Robin.
It was good, but it wasn't that good.
When she wanted to live.
That one.
I was like this. I was like, I want you to live too.
I would probably say the samurai run into the castle. That shit was dope, in my opinion. But it's just and that's another thing when we just look at these animes, and that's why it's hard to like. Are you saying your top 3 because of the era you grew up in? It's just hard. That's why it's gonna be.
And it's popular now, like because. And the thing is, like, when we do these interviews, like on the streets, I want to genuinely have conversations with like. And like, I want you to tell me about an anime I never heard about, you know, and be like, okay, why? And then I want that to like give me a reason to watch it, you know, because the whole reason why, like, a lot of this that we started the podcast was like talking about anime, watching anime. Like, you give me animes to watch, whether I finish them or I don't. I'm like, okay, well, like at least I'm trying.
Finish them or start them.
I started Inspector, did I not? I'm on season 2.
Did
I not watch all season 1 of To Your Eternity? That was 24 episodes. Yeah, I watched all season 1.
What about season 2?
Bro, it's
we're
watching like 8 animes at the same time.
Well, they were good though, right?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
And what I liked was that, honestly, without your opinion, those would have never been animes that I tried.
Yeah, because you wouldn't. Yeah. And
so you know, like,
you're looking for more people to do that.
Yeah, but
I think it's gonna be hard for you to do that though. You know why?
Because
you don't know these people. So like you're not. I don't think you'll be able to take their opinion as serious unless they reference some things you really like, and you can feel yourself to be like in tune with them. So like,
I feel like a lot of the cons when we talk about, and I mean, it's no shade to people because
I mean, animes for everyone's got their own category and their own lane.
You know, Demon Slayer, My Hero, Naruto, Chainsaw Man. You know, but I'm like, what about like Blast of Tempest? Like, talk to me about Akame Got Killed. Like, you have such great A-tier animes that are so underrated that don't get talked about enough, you know, and that's what I want to have conversations about, because like I think Akame Got Killed could easily be in anyone's top 10, because even though it was 24 episodes, the way that it ended was just like,
I don't think the ending was good in my opinion. I don't remember. I think it's because
if you haven't seen Akame Got Killed,
I know he sacrifices himself, right?
Everyone died. All the good guys died, and that's something that doesn't happen in an anime.
It doesn't happen in mid. I thought about that's another thing that brought up too. Just I know we're changing topic. Not that many people would die in the anime. Not any period character.
That's annoying too. I mean, I love Fairy Tail, and that was the one thing that bothered me about the whole series. I don't mind power friendship. I don't mind having like an uppity, almost kiddish type of show, but I want somebody to die. Like because
there's no stakes. Yeah, it's like everyone's
like. That's how I felt about Dragon Ball Z too. Like, you can just wish everybody back.
I'm gonna go visit Goku in the afterlife. Be right back.
I want to be like, and I think that's why, like, newer animes are doing really good jobs with like when they have to take someone out. It's so meaningful. Like Rengoku is like literally you can still see like even in season 3, and this happened in season 1 where Rengoku still kind of has that like will of fire. Like Tanjiro, you can see his will.
Was he
of fire.
In that flashback just now?
Yeah,
I didn't remember. Yeah, he
touched him, and I'm like, that's good writing, bro, and that's what I love. And it's like he didn't die for nothing, you know. That's why, like, in One Piece, people were talking about like figuring out a way to bring Ace back, and I was like, that would piss me off. Like, that would just ruin the whole show, because that was such a pivotal part in Luffy's development, and you just don't take that back, like, you know. And that's why I'm like, some of these animes that do that, and that's why, like, for Akame got killed, the beginning of the beginning of it looked like a kiddie show. Then you get to the end of the first episode, and
it gets real.
And it's like his friends that he's been looking for, like, one's dead and the other one's been tortured for like weeks, and it's just like, yo. And again, it like breaks that norm, like the algorithm that most anime have. That, of course, like, that algorithm's gonna make it popular, but does it truly make it a great story to tell? You know, and that's why, like, Akame got killed is in my top 10.
I think a big reason is because it's unique. It's. I'm not saying there's other anime that come off kiddish that turn out to be really mature. There's a lot like that, but
Hunter x Hunter.
The way that I avoided that for so long because
the way that they did that was like
pretty...
in both series was just like really, I was like, oh, Hunter x Hunter is gonna be one of those like show and jump, and then it just turns left. You have this Chimera, and I'm like, I feel like I'm too young to be watching this, you know, and it's yeah.
It's listen, man. This is why we have made the podcast. This is why we watch anime. This is why we talk to you guys, because you got so many different ways to look at anime, so many different categories for different people. Like one that I picked up, and I'm almost done. I've probably been binging it the last 2 months, 3 months. It's Haikyuu, like we talked about. Really good. I would never have watched it. The people around us say, "Hey, man, it's really good."
Like, it's
really
worth the watch.
Now it's worth it. Now, is it like top 10? I would not say so personally, but it's good enough, and it's good enough and entertaining enough for me to binge it. Like, I'm like constantly looking at like, oh, I didn't watch the next episode. I'm gonna watch the next episode.
And I mean, that's good too. Like, we don't need every anime to be an absolute
banger. Like it's hard to do that
because anime in general is like, I think all anime is good regardless of the genre and things like that. There's some things that, like, I'll watch it for casual, and there's some things that I'm like, I feel like crying, I'm about to put this on, you know. And that's what I love about anime. It's like, anime is a genre, but there's just so many subcategories that are just, and that's what makes it great. And that's why, like, for me, I want to deep dive and talk about more of those ones that don't get enough love. But
yeah, we can definitely do that, and hopefully some interview that we have down the line inspires you to ask those lead-on questions, because you do hear some animes that we don't hear often from time to time. So like one of the girls I think we had in our last video brought up, Jesus, what's her name? I forgot. I know what the anime is called, but I forgot what the anime is called. But it's a classic, and it's a really good one. And sometimes we get ones we never heard about. So
yeah, and those are the ones where I'll replay the pod on YouTube, and I'm like, what are they saying? Let me just Google this real fast and just kind of see what that's about. But back to Hell's Paradise. We went on a whole
hey, listen, Hell's Paradise. We got through the episode except for the end.
Do you still feel like it's like in that 7 range?
What?
Like
Hell's Paradise?
The actual grading?
So far, yeah. I mean, it's been a little bit. I mean, your 7 or my 7's above average, so yeah, I would say so.
I don't know. There's something, and it could just be that, like, and maybe I'm not watching enough anime, but I feel like this, like, current season of anime is not
slower. No, 100%.
So I feel like it feels like it's a lot better than what it is, but I'm like, that's one of the ones that I'm like, oh, cool, like, it's out, like I'm ready to watch it. So, you know, I'm rating it around.
You're hurting for content for sure. Trust me. I look at the list. I'm like, what's the new episodes that came out? I'm looking. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm only watching like 2 animes right now because everything.
I'm not even gonna lie, like, I just couldn't bring myself to watch Megumin.
Yeah, bro.
And I was just like, look, like, I'm trying to watch it for the pod. I want to be open-minded about it. But you're right, like, not having Kazuma. It's just tough not having
the crew. Like, the core carries the show, and Kazuma is a big part of it, obviously. And like Megumin plays a big part of it. But
she's funny, but like, when she's interacting with them,
yeah.
Yes.
I don't think she's. I'm not gonna say she's not interesting enough, but the way they're presenting her story is not. It's not entertaining enough to. Coming from where her character came from with Konosuba, she's not. In my opinion, it's very hard to be entertained watching.
For sure. I mean, and it may just be
because why would we watch that and we can just watch the Konosuba? If you think about it.
True. But some, like, I don't want to make it like a gender thing, but like a lot of women love like slice of life, like not a lot of action, like dialogue animes. And I mean, it could be for them, you know, like. I wouldn't even
say Konosuba's a really action. There's some fight, but it's a comedy straight up.
There's fight. Yeah.
It's a comedy, brother.
It is more comedy, and I guess that's what you're missing. And they're making it a little bit. I want to say more serious, but like they're straying away from what makes the show the show.
I will say though, I was wrong. I didn't watch the episode, but I seen either Crunchyroll put a Facebook or someone posted. Apparently, she uses her first
explosion. Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch it, and I'm trying to catch up with Ranking the Kings. But I don't know. I'm just looking for something really.
Maybe we can pick up. We can track some anime that we, like you said, could be an older one that we haven't watched.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Like here's a classic that a lot of people don't. They might know about it when I say it, but they may have not watched it. I don't think you watched it either. It used to be on Netflix. It's called Darker Than Black.
Darker Than Black. I think I watched the first 2 episodes of that. I was kind of confused at what was going on, so
everyone, essentially, we can just call it quirks. It's not quirks, but basically, what I liked about it is like, okay, when you use your power, it comes at a cost. So everyone's situation is different. One is, I eat cheeseburgers. One's I eat ice. One's I kiss the first guy I see. It's just different, like quirks or different, like
stipulations
to using your powers. And the main MC, he doesn't have one.
So you can just use it off the rip?
If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I'm almost positive he doesn't have one. And like,
sounds pretty cool.
It's just dope. Like, it's a more dope. Like, people are dying, and yeah, man, that would be one that we can die. I don't mind watching that one again, and then just I kind of have a refresher, but you'll see it for the first time. That way, we can have something else to talk about, and then even the people.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say that. I was like, if y'all want, I will clip this little part and put it on TikTok, but. What's one anime I think we should watch that maybe is not as popular or doesn't get enough love? And what we'll do is we'll watch it, and hopefully if it's
talk about it.
Yeah, we'll just talk about it either as it goes, or if it's like a 12-episode thing, we'll try to crash it and talk about it.
Bobby can do both because we got a room.
We got a lot of room and time. I
mean, we went on a tangent talking about a lot of things today because of the fact that we don't have that many anime at the moment. Animes that we're wanting and feeling the need to cover, because it's like, I don't know any anime that we're not currently watching that a lot of people are like, it's popular. That's coming to mind.
Yeah.
Like the one we thought it was gonna be the Megamine, but it's like,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that might like it, but it's just like
it's hard.
Majority, it's just so. And again, it's expectations. Had we watched it without knowing what
Nuzuba?
Yeah, Konosuba is.
I don't think I'd.
Might be different, you know.
I don't think I'd be able to watch.
It would just be like a slice of life type of anime with magic. So it's like, it would be. I would be forced to watch it, but just knowing what Konosuba brings to the table, it's hard because there's always that comparison. You know, just like Vinland, always comparing 1 to 2, and it's like
you are comparing the 1 to 2.
Everyone compares. Everyone who doesn't.
A lot of people do compare with 1 though.
Everyone who doesn't read the manga, besides you. They're comparing.
Yeah, because they're like, what happened? No, I get it. Yeah, it's a different. It's a big.
Y'all let us know
exchange.
What anime we should watch while we're having the lack of content. Just put it in the comments on the TikTok video, and we'll either pick a few of them out and then just talk about them either weekly, or if we finish it all in 1 week, we'll talk about the whole season or the whole series.
I think we should do Darker Than Black though.
We'll do that one for sure, but we have a lot of time.
Yeah, we can do. We could probably take a bit more. We should. I should have. You know what? I should make your ass watch Bleach. That's what we should.
Yeah, I should.
We're over here trying to pick up new shows. Like,
should watch Bleach. Can I just skip in, go to the Soul Society arc? I mean, to the
yeah. So we already
go to the 1,000-Year Blood War.
No, because you won't appreciate it, man. That's why it's so important you watch the OG, because you're gonna be like, God damn, I see what you're talking about, and I hate it. Everyone that I talk to, no one fucking watched. No one watched Bleach. And it pisses me off.
It's funny because like when people talk about One Piece and they're like, I don't watch it because it's too long, and I'm like, bro, but when you watch it, you're gonna love it. And you talk about Bleach, and I'm like, but it's too long. It's like I can see where the other side of that is now. It's a commitment, but I'm just gonna watch it like freely. Like I think that if I don't have the expectation of like it's a long ass anime, I'm just gonna allow myself to like get immersed. Yeah, into the actual anime, that I'll just pick it up because I like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll make me want to finish it because I'm like, look, if I'm telling people to do that for One Piece, I should be able to do that for Bleach. That's valid.
But all right, guys, it's been a long ep. We're probably an hour in at this point, but let us know in the comments about what we should be watching, and is it subs
or is it dubs?
Peace.
We out.